Yeah.
Okay, so yet another chapter or session. So, last time we did not hand out XP and we did not have a discussion I wanted to have at the end of the session, so we're gonna have that now.
Mm-hmm.
So, why don't me and Demi start with that, and I'll sort of lead you through it step by step, and that will give the others an idea as to what I want them to, tell me. So, you have essentially spent a couple of weeks, I think, in game time, trying to survive the chaos of establishing a new power structure and finding your place in this wonderful city and facing a few crises.
Yep.
So, what has your character been going through emotionally throughout all of that? How has that changed your outlook, perhaps, or reinforced it?
Well, knowing Halvdan, he's a very carefree person, right? He doesn't really have a lot of responsibility. He doesn't feel responsible, at least. But now that he's trying to, establish a place here and actually sort of trying to, actually successfully do it, uh, through the chaos and whatnot, Halfdan's just basically realizing that he needs to become much, much more responsible and can't be as carefree as before, especially now that he's also placed in a sort of position of power, aka Primogen. So just being carefree and living life again seems to be going sort of away from Halfdan.
So many cares. Okay. Um. All right. That's excellent. And while we're on the subject, what does Halfdan expect from the future? Both what is he planning to do and what he thinks is likely to happen.
Well, let's first talk about expectations of from the current situation. Well, we're having a lot of problems now, but seeing as we haven't crumbled yet, I think that we're on a good path. And what I'm expecting is basically that after all these problems, we're gonna finally find true unity. At least that's a hope and expectation. So just deal all with the problems now, and we won't have any problems later, since we're actually gonna be done with problems. In terms of what Havdan would be wanting to do in the future, well, of course, just helping solve the internal problems that we have, and actually trying to reestablish at least good relations, even with the people that hate him at this current situation, and just go back to a sort of lifestyle that where he can chill a little bit,
Okay. And on that same note, what essentially does a normal day? What is the normal mode of operating for Halfdan, and how is that changing based on events? Like, what is his normal day?
Well, I mean, normal day. I mean, fucking wake up, hang out, have no really worries in the world. Uh, Probably go out, have some fun, with mortals and whatnot. Have fun with his own people. Just basically, just relaxing and hanging out, a socialite.
Okay. And how has that changed in any way?
While I'm definitely am socializing with people, it's not on a sort of friendly basis at this point. As I said, going with the responsibility, I have to actually professionally work with people now, which Halvdan hasn't really done that much. So even the socializing isn't really sort of a relaxing for him now. It's much more of a going to a more of a work thing due to all the action.
Okay. Okay. Excellent. So, how about we do Jackalorn? Jackalorn, much the same questions in the same order. So, right. Shit, what was the first one? About your attitude and how it's changing based on recent events.
I mean, he's become a bit more, how to put it?
Even more paranoid?
He's been more. He's become a bit more. willing to work with others as far as actually doing things with other people, other vampires, even if he thinks it would be best if he just didn't. But he's been changing that.
Mm-hmm. And, okay, what do you expect from the future, and what are your essentially goals?
He expects that this werewolf threat will be taken care of, but it will be, well, the immediate werewolf threat will be taken care of, but the long-term werewolf threat will be a thorn in their side. And like short-term goals, eliminate the werewolves one way or another as a threat, and long-term get uh, get safety for the Chantre and the Tremere clan.
So, from what I'm hearing so far, you're still in a siege mentality. You're just starting to slowly realize that you might have a few allies as well.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and what is William's ordinary daily routine, or what is a normal night for him, and how is that changing?
I mean, normally a normal night was essentially a preparation for the next attack, but now it's more like, so I guess I get to go out and make sure not everything is going smoothly in the city, and also while also doing research that is necessary to keep the city going rather than
Okay,
just a chance.
okay, good. Paints a very clear picture of someone who is deep down terrified and is trying to exert control over everything inside his reach to try and compensate for that.
Yeah, pretty much.
Alrighty then, Bacon. So,
Yep.
yes, your attitudes in the past and how they are changing based on recent events.
Okay. I think that the recent events is being kidnapped by werewolves.
That's a big part of it, but all the work of establishing the city.
Well, he tried to do things a little bit different from the usual. Instead of being just another power-hungry venture that end up causing chaos in the city, he tried to be a little bit more moderate. But it changes because he realized that he was being too soft. He tried to talk with the werewolves. The correct answer would be kill them and establish more power on the city. He all this time and he barely did anything significant. So yeah, uh, he's going to try to do like old times when he was on war with the Sabbath, uh, going on rampages and being aggressive.
Actually, I should roll that secretly. Okay. Wow. Do you have a specialty in politics? Politics, Camarilla. Okay, then that would be a total of 6 successes on the roll I made for you secretly. So, you would realize as a character that while you seemingly did nothing on the surface, you were providing a very important sense of stability to the city by not overreacting and being a very, present but at the same time restrained leader. Because this could have easily been worse if you were a howling berserker, and instead of the civil war fizzling, a lot of the younger bloods might have seen you as a madman and, flocked to Halfdan. So that, while not in an obvious way, but was actually having an effect and a positive one. Despite the
So
downsides.
with this point of view, he would probably slowly change out of his current ways of doing stuff when the city gets more established.
Hmm. But right now
Slowly,
it's essentially Warface time.
yeah.
Hey, what do you see happening in the future, and what are Alan Percy's plans for the future?
Well, he see on the very close future a war with werewolves
Okay.
and possible problems between whatever the Tremere want to do with werewolves and mages.
Okay,
And
and
what
that
is
and you have been careful to not share too much with the regent, I think, because of that.
yes,
I think Andy told everyone
uh,
about the werewolves at the very least. I'm not sure about mages.
He did tell about the mages. Well, or
yes,
at least it came out.
Yeah, I thought he
that the
did.
mages were
He
thing.
was like, yeah,
I
no.
think it was the Nosferatu, actually.
Hmm?
Yeah, Gnosis told about the mages.
Yeah.
He knew he's the seneschal. The Seed wasn't told to not tell him, so he's literally part of the prince's household.
Yeah, but like it was the Gnosis that told everyone that the mages are a thing.
Yeah, because they tricked Andy. Yeah, the
Yeah.
Nazis did it to prove how knowledgeable they were. They dropped it to show, hey, we know shit.
And then both me and him ripped the knowledge out of their heads to make sure exactly what they do.
Yeah.
so yeah, he was trying to be careful with that, knowing Tremere and knowing what could happen if one of them thinks that he can deal with mages.
No, please don't.
Okay,
I
so
don't want to deal with mages.
do you have any other plans in regards to controlling the city that are, central?
He will probably start to be more participant, try to push more his opinion, and try to do more in the city. But
Okay, yeah, I think I get the idea. You want to essentially make sure that you're there to remind people who's in charge and make sure they know what you expect of them.
yes,
Whoops.
Okay. And, well, what is an ordinary day for Alan?
well, before this week when he was getting tortured, would be wake up, see how was the state of the city, talk with his seneschal to see how is on the economical and political side that he knows,
Mm-hmm.
and then just think on how things should be done, and sometimes on another actually doing those things.
Okay, good. I think I'm gonna roll perception finance for Andy here. Yeah, he would have informed you that there is a local arms factory not too far from this city. Unfortunately, it's in Neville City. Just by sheer happenstance, I think it turned out that one of the nearby arms manufacturers that exists in this time is actually in the city assigned to Neville.
Okay, so I have to kidnap Neville personnel and directly compete with him on the arms race. Interesting.
God damn it. Okay, and Vivian. What have your attitudes been up till now, and how they have changed based on recent events?
Well, she's generally been very used to, well, to put it rather blunt, she's been very used to just kind of going somewhere, helping fix something, and leave. She usually stays around maybe just a little while, but usually not more than, a couple months. And even then, usually it's just to focus on a particular issue.
Mm-hmm.
In this, from, trying to make a city and everything, she's had to kind of try and get used to having everything possibly be an issue. And she's the one that decides which one's an issue and which one isn't. So she's kind of been floundering around trying to do absolutely everything she could.
Yep, certainly noticed.
This has been very different for her than what she's used to. Because she's usually, I come here, I go, I make maybe a friend or two. Maybe I come back later one day if they need help. Things like that. But now she has to deal with the people afterwards as well. And is trying to, make sure that everybody is trying to work together at the least. This hasn't been easy on her.
Okay. I think you rolled 5 successes, Jackalore, on securing the Princess Haven and 1 success on securing the New Elysium in Gangrel Town.
Yes, that is correct. Should be the case.
Yes, let's write that down so I don't forget, because I just deleted the chat for reasons before this. Okay. So, what does she expect from the future, and what is she planning? In general terms.
She's really hoping that things will calm down so that she can actually focus on some of her own stuff. This might mean that she'll need to change her way of thinking, though, so that she's not always watching people, which is what she's generally doing a lot of the time these days.
Mm-hmm.
Constantly trying to check, oh, are they okay? Did they die? No? Okay. Is it on fire? No. Okay. Is it bloody? Yes? Okay, I head over there. She's probably going to have to try and rein herself in a bit and actually let some of these mistakes kind of happen. Just because she just can't really try and be everywhere for everyone at every time.
Yeah, I'm thinking if you were to do this long term, as in over several months, possibly a year, you would earn a shiny new temporary derangement called paranoia about people doing something stupid.
The fact it's true does not change that it would be definitely a paranoia.
And then you have to roll for frenzy whenever they say something that makes it sound like they're planning to do something stupid.
But her plans right now are to try and get things together as much as she can.
Mm-hmm.
Her next part is to get some fucking ghouls while it's still in effect, to get as many ghouls as we want.
All right.
Well, 2 ghouls per member of the clan, so that's
As many ghouls as I want for the Malkavian clan.
Yep, pretty much.
So, that's good. Where did I write? Oh, I wrote it out there, I think. No? Did I write that? Okay, and what is Vivian's ordinary day? Before this and now.
Before this, are we just talking in her general life or in the city? Because those are actually 2 pretty different things.
Before this covers everything before the story started. This as in this chapter.
Okay, so before this, she'd been pretty used to knowing exactly what she was going somewhere to do. It was either somewhere that she was just traveling through to get to another thing, or going in to help somebody, things like that.
Mm-hmm.
she's very used to just, I'm here to help this person. I need to go save their life. I need to go get some people to actually help them out. Find out who's, some rebels in this city, things like that.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And she just really enjoyed generally helping people whenever she could.
Okay.
Every once in a while throwing a little bit of a prank somewhere, but usually nothing like serious, usually to teach some kind of lesson that she viewed as necessary to teach.
All right. And nowadays?
Nowadays, she's kind of just trying to fight. She wakes up, she goes, all right, who in the city is not dead yet? Who is not on fire? And who is not bleeding out?
So mostly
right.
she stares off blankly into space and the Malkavians are starting to whisper, is what I heard.
Besides that, she is trying to, hang out and find out what's going on in the city in other ways. But generally, right now, she's just been trying to go, okay, do they need help? No? Yes? Okay. They need someone to call? Okay, I'll help them out.
Okay. Excellent. I think that about covers it. I think this would also cover for everyone the what have you learned part of the experience for last time. So, who was extra awesome last time?
I can't remember.
I can't remember either.
What happened last time?
Okay, Bacon, you get an extra point for fucking over your entire city, selling everyone out to the werewolves, and getting pieces cut off of you.
Ah, yes, that.
Everybody? Just
Yeah, you fucked everybody, actually. You said that
did
you
fuck
gave
everybody.
every bit of info they asked, besides the ones about your allies. Like the Toreadors.
Corridor might be semi-safe, but the Tremere they found anyway, because he sold them out specifically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was thinking of making a joke about that.
don't worry, I will give embrace rights to everyone that I fucked.
Listen, guys, I can't tell you why I'm doing this. I'm paying back a debt. You don't need to know how I fucked you, but just take this boon, okay?
I was actually thinking on being honest and say, so I was tortured. Some information end up escaping.
Common sense, that makes you look weak.
Yeah. Yeah.
At the
don't.
very least,
Stop.
admitting it makes you look weak. But okay. In terms of willpower points, fuck it, everyone take one for the session and one for getting the prince back safely somehow, through sheer dumb luck.
We
Yay! I
didn't
need
do much,
those
but hey,
willpower.
he's back.
Look, I'm back at full willpower.
Well, I mean, you have no willpower, so you might as well be full.
Okay, so Bacon got recovered and he is slowly gonna start healing over the coming days. One more thing we need to cover. NPCs, did anyone stand out as being extra awesome?
Yes. Our diplomat turned out to be very awesome. Right, guys?
Well, yeah, he ended up getting fucked over a bunch, but
He had a learnable moment.
Fair
Yes.
enough. Yeah,
Yes.
he had learnable moments.
He had a learnable moment, and he managed to get our prince back. He
Okay,
is 10 out of 10.
I'll give
I
him 2
remember-
XP for that.
Yeah.
I could just put that into drive, because he was just like...
You could put that in the drive. To put that into drive.
We'll see.
Also, apparently I need to make a charisma expression roll.
Why?
I have it in my in notes that I need to make a charisma expression roll.
For what?
That's the problem. I don't know.
or something.
You told me I needed to make a charisma expression roll. I think I put it down there that I needed to make charisma expression roll.
When?
I remember you. It was when we were cutting out and stuff, and you mentioned what you were going to do.
Mhm.
And before it all cut out, you were asked to make a charisma expression roll, and then
Okay, what were you
decide
trying
to
to
make it
do,
next time?
Jackalor? Because this sounds like something that's essentially like, oh hey, if you want to do this, you're gonna need to do that thing.
I think it was me sharing information to like other people about and making myself look good while doing it.
Ah, yes. Shit, how unlikable have you managed to make yourself?
You
Very,
did a pretty good job.
Yeah.
very actually, because the gangrel have been spreading the news about the Tremere having plotted against the regent and the prince, and apparently they're getting away with it. And clearly it was happening under your nose, and you must have known. There's no way you didn't. You're a regent and an elder. Auspex is a Tremere clan specialty. What the actual fuck? No way you didn't know.
Why even support it? That motherfucker.
So, charisma expression at 8 because it's very fresh in people's minds still.
I'll make a. I'll add a willpower point to that.
I add a willpower point.
Hey, 3 successes.
What do you have for charisma or expression? Oh, right, you don't, but you have willpower points. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's one less on the Droom tracker for the Tremere getting exterminated.
Yay!
Aw.
Also, how
Okay.
much XP did we get?
2 across the board, 3 for bacon.
Okay.
So, well, the prince is back. I assume that the next couple of nights are spent essentially scrambling to fortify against werewolves arriving, so is there anything specific you want to do in terms of that? Or any specific preparations, or anything you want to do in between preparations that's important?
Would we during that time gain? Would I gain quintessence to my to the fucking?
It depends
Yeah,
on how
okay,
many days
yeah.
pass, because it was at full and you drained it quite a ways then, I think.
Yeah,
So,
entirely empty.
yeah, then it would have just started to regen, so you get... Shit, we said it refills fully every month. So, it's... Shit, 30 divided by 6, you get about 1 every 5 days.
Okay.
During
I'll
these
write
couple
that
of days
down.
while you're preparing for the truck to hit you, you may spend XP you have gotten. So, if there's something you want to spend it on, tell me now.
Yeah, I'm looking exactly.
I think we said the... What was it, equivalent
Okay.
of 1 ag wound or 2 ag wounds for Bacon's cut off pieces?
I think it's 2.
Might have been. I know the entire arm was 3, I think it was 2. So, you will definitely have had the time to regrow one of those bacon.
Okay. I have a foot now. I can walk.
Okay. They did take your left hand first, so you have that advantage. So, anything to spend or anything to
I was
do?
gonna see, would I be able to get empathy 4?
Sure. Demi,
Okay. Yeah.
new gangrel shows up.
Okay.
Also, can I have like my? Can I have Who was it? Leonard go around looking for, getting me ghouls during during any downtime we have.
Okay, what kind of ghouls are you looking for?
Combat.
Okay, it is a very short amount of time in which to gather gold, so this will be a high difficulty role for him.
I mean, I just want some, not like I don't need him to rush it. Just find some at least.
Normally, this would be a thing you do as one of your roles during the extended downtime, so it would be a rush job to do it inside a week.
Okay, fair enough.
He can still
I
do
just
it,
wanna-
or he can
Yeah.
actually auto-succeed at getting one, because it would be a difficulty 9 roll.
Yeah, I can have him auto succeed at getting one.
Okay, then
That's fine.
then you have one goon now,
Yeah.
guarding the chantry.
I just want to ask, since my empathy is now at 4, and I technically get a free specialty point, I was just going to see what empathy specialty fits me out of the 4 that's in the book. Emotions, insight, motives, and gaining trust. I'm thinking gaining trust.
You sure?
I think motives might actually fit better because your empathy has been forced in the fires of politics these days.
Yep.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
I haven't noticed you trying to make friends per se. I've seen
Mhm.
you basically using it a lot for trying to either,
Yeah, with the other
find
game
things
rolls,
out about
probably.
people or trying to, incite people's emotions particularly. So
Yeah, I got it. Motives it
Though
is. Thanks.
it is something that he has used essentially on a passive burn with those people who are already semi-well disposed towards him, because I'm just assuming he's being generally likable.
probably.
But yeah, I'd say motives would fit the best.
You
honestly.
have access to the chantry handout, right? Write down
Yes,
that
I
you
do.
have one ghoul in that handout. Actually, Jackalor, something else would happen a couple of days later when it's clear that the werewolves aren't immediately charging the city. Archie would come by.
Oh. Yeah.
Would you
I
let him
assumed
in?
as much. Yes.
Where do you meet him?
In the first in the first fucking office.
The public one.
Yes. One for non-important people or unimportant people.
Okay, place yourself on the map.
I can't. It's dark.
Scroll
It's right
over.
there, dude.
I've placed you
Scroll
now.
around.
Oh, where did I?
He looks mildly embarrassed to even be here.
Oh, there. Yes. I'm assuming this is about the plot.
Actually, I was thinking that since the werewolves aren't attacking right away, it might be useful if I could learn some magic that would help me deal with them.
How powerful are you at thaumaturgy?
Dangling someone
Enough
in
to lift a man?
midair is about the most I can do.
What did he say? I didn't hear.
Dangling someone in midair is about the most I can do.
That is enough to learn the warning circle against werewolves, assuming that would be of interest.
Yes. Yes, that it actually would be, yes. That might be very useful.
I'll take a minor boon, and I can allow you to have access to the materials needed to teach yourself that. this is, after all, a city at war against the werewolves.
Okay,
We do not
Jankalor,
have time for that.
I'm gonna tell you something, and then you're gonna have 2 minutes to react. You sense that something is wrong. Time's running. What do?
I'm going to read his mind, just while talking.
Okay, roll for it.
Yeah, intelligence, subterfuge.
Roll at 6, you don't know his
What's
willpower.
6? Yep. I'm assuming that's enough. I will, of
Yes.
course, spend the willpower.
He's thinking, I could kill him right now. I could end it here. He's probably the one responsible anyway. God damn it, I can take him, I can take him, I can take him! Roll initiative.
Yeah, I'm going to teleport.
After you roll initiative, this prevents him from having surprise round on you.
Yeah, I'll do that. Also, I will. Well, yeah, it doesn't take an action, so I can always do the path of the focused mind, or the focused mind. Well, I can still roll for willpower at 4.
You did say that you were gonna roll for it, so yes, do that.
So, 8d10. Probably use the macro for that. At 4.
That
That
takes
puts me
you...
at 12.
Yep.
Fuck.
Still under.
What is he doing?
Well, given that he was growing claws below the table, I think he's gonna try and leap at you.
Archie, what the fuck are you doing, man?
I'm going to teleport out.
Would that change what he's doing here? Yeah, plausible deniability. You're gonna teleport out. He's gonna sit there and pretend that nothing is wrong.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm going to teleport out. Yeah, I'll just roll that then, I guess.
Roll that. Yeah, roll
It's
normally.
level 1,
You're
so
very familiar with the things here.
difficulty 3 or
4.
it's minus. Yeah, but -1 because of the innately familiar.
Are you trying to teleport to a specific room that's your local bug out place?
Yes, that will be right below me.
Okay,
Effectively,
then yeah. Go ahead. It allows you to teleport 5 yards, I think, the first level.
Yes, and that would be enough to get downstairs, effectively.
Okay, you vanish. Jackalor, roll perception empathy at 9. There was not a lot of time to read his mind before you had to get out.
Yeah, that's fine.
I'm so sorry, Demi. He figured it out too quickly.
9. Spend a point of willpower on this.
You weren't spending willpower
can I
on
not?
teleporting, were you?
No, I was not.
Okay, then yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, okay. Good thing I did.
Oh, fuck.
You
That's a
can't
willpower
put your
point, boss.
finger on it, but there was something that just makes you feel like it was off about the way Archie was thinking.
Well, I'll take down the 2 blood points spent.
Roll randomly 1d10 plus 10
Oh.
to see how many you had in your pool to begin with, because we're a couple of days later.
Yeah, I have 12 blood points rather than 4.
So, Demi,
I will.
are we having fun yet?
I'm having a lot
going
of
to.
fun.
Okay, I'm going to go essentially make the door in the room disappear for now. Like this door right here. it'll disappear so that there is no door. Then I'm going to then I'm going to arrange it so I can get out from under here by making a doorway appear into the library.
Okay. Archie is gonna try and run for the door when he sees the wall shifting to move it around, because it's like a clockwork house. It doesn't poof out of existence, it moves.
Yeah, I assumed as much.
So he is not expecting that, so that's a 9. Archie
Nope.
tries to grab at the edges of the door. It does not help. He thinks that maybe something went wrong there. And, oh. What would Archie do here? Yeah, you're not necessarily immediately aware of what is going on in the chantry per se. You know when
Nope.
people trip the wards, and if you know what room's there, and you can fuck them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. What do?
I'm going to effectively go to the library and get my librarian,
Okay.
and preferably also Leonard Grant if he's in the house, or Charles Richards, whichever.
Leonard is off making sure that the ghoul gets broken in proper-like.
Yeah, that's understandable.
Charles, however, is one of your guardians, so he's most definitely around, as is Sledge. You can take either or both.
I'm not taking Sledge.
Okay, Charles then. Oh,
Yes,
boy.
Charles. Wilfred is here, right?
Wilfred is generally here unless he's out hunting, and we're gonna say that he's here.
Okay, I'll take him as well. Ask them both to follow me. Then I'm going to make the door appear, door get back there again. Once,
I assume you just take up positions around the door.
Yes.
Okay. The door
the door-
reappears. What do you do?
Yeah. I open the door.
He's just pacing back and forth in there.
Mhm.
What the fuck, man?
I look at him. Can I roll perception empathy to tell if he's not being entirely true when about being surprised about what happened?
It's hard to tell. He is very agitated and very nervous. So whether that's due to him lying and having plotted your death or due to something else is immensely difficult to tell, so it's gonna be at a difficulty 8. And if he's trying to lie to you, he can still, try to deceive you.
Of course. I will just be rolling. Oh shit, I forgot to note in my aspects so on, but yeah, I'll take that still.
Okay. It seems like he is genuinely confused and pretty angry.
Well, I felt there was danger.
You trapped me in here? What the fuck is wrong with you?
It's basic procedure for me. I can't, have people running around.
Are you
running
serious?
around
I thought the others might actually be wrong about you. Therefore,
I close the door behind. I close the door behind me before he goes and notices the other people.
The other two are peeking in and clearly ready for trouble. So I think the ship has sailed on that one.
Well, yeah, but I'll be closing the door. Was there anything else other than the supplies needed for the ritual?
I have no words. I literally have no words. None. Just none.
The offer to give you the ability to learn the warding circle versus werewolves is still open.
I'll probably take you up on that, but I think I need to think about it now.
That is fine.
I'll be going now.
Yes. It would be for the best.
I've never. Wow.
What the fuck just happened?
Well, someone tried to do an assassination, but then apparently the Legion teleports through the floor.
No, that's not the part that surprised me. The part that surprised me was this actually turned out better politically for the assassin than one of being assassinated. How the hell did you manage that?
Well, the fact that he didn't actually try to do it, he ended up not doing it, even though he was just about to. Probably was the thing.
He just
No.
has to leave a few bits out, and he now has the perfect slander on you.
I know, that's my point. There's even witnesses in the own Tremere Chantry there.
Yeah, those two are just like, do you know what's going on? I don't know, do you?
I mean, from that conversation, anyone would, go, so is the Regent just being a paranoid asshole?
At least one of those has auspex, and they were close enough to hear if they were being careful.
Well, yeah.
No, even before the door closed.
Yeah, that's the thing.
The guy was like, oh, look, he's really surprised. Apparently, our Regent sensed something was wrong and trapped him in the room. This is standard procedure? Holy shit.
Is your
How
auspex
did he do
on?
that? How did Jack do that?
Jack, Lord, is your
What?
auspex on?
Yes, my auspex is on.
Roll perception alertness at 5. That's with auspex being taken into account.
Okay.
Something, exactly the kind of thing she wanted to know about.
No.
So, Jack, that is why I am confused. Not that the Gangrel was trying to assassinate you. I'll be honest, I've been expecting it for like 2 sessions. The fact that the assassin got off better than you on a failed assassination attempt.
I mean, it would have gone worse for him if he had actually gone and tried, done it, but he didn't do it. So
Yeah,
that's why
Archie doesn't look it, but he's actually very smart.
Well, I mean, I assume as much because he learned thaumaturgy. Wouldn't go for it otherwise.
So, Demi, later that night, you come across a disturbed Archie just muttering to himself and shaking his head. Wide-eyed, just
I'm going to approach him.
in the New Elysium.
I'm just gonna go like, hey Archie, what's up?
I was just in the Tremere Chantry.
That's a surprise.
In the middle of a fucking conversation, the asshole just teleports out, makes the door vanish, shows up with goons 5 minutes later, or maybe 10, and proclaims that he sensed something wrong and that it's standard procedure to trap me in a room when I go to talk to him.
I turned it. I probably just like give a small line like, that was standard procedure. What the fuck?
Still speechless. I'm still
Are you okay?
speechless.
Did it do anything to you, though?
It- as if please, one-on-one, that bitch, come on.
Yeah, no. I believe you. I just know that thing's a stronghold. I don't know what might happen inside, but good that you're okay. So if you don't mind me asking, what were you exactly doing in the Tremere Chantry?
I was asking about some magic stuff. Demi, based on
Yeah?
secret roles, you have a feeling he might be leaving a few minor details out of what happened. Not sure what, not sure where, but he might not be.
Fully honest.
Yeah, at the same time, you've done the same when wanting to make the story sound good. So it's a minor thing, but he's definitely leaving something out.
Yeah, maybe. It just might be to make the. I mean, this is gonna be a nice story to tell. The minor details, that probably just some minor things. This is gonna be good against the fucking regent.
This is gonna be spread across the entire fucking city. Shit.
I'm just gonna put my hand on his shoulder and just go like, okay, you're out of there at least. Sure up. Let's go with the others. Let's go join the others.
He is essentially in the clearing where the Elysium is. The others drift in and out occasionally. He's not entirely on his own. Maxim just gives you a look like, seriously, this bitch? Referencing William as the bitch, of course. You know, that kind of a look like.
Yeah, I sort of give a little nod at that bitch. And yeah, I'm just gonna be continue on socializing with whoever is at Elysium.
There's a few people here. Probably wild place like this, people generally wouldn't be here with a werewolf threat. But the news has apparently spread that this is apparently one of the few places that's actually magically warded. So people do on occasion show up.
Yeah.
Jackalor, just a side note, add a 2-point enemy to your sheet. Someone has decided to end you if they can. At least politically. Carry on, Demi.
I was just gonna see, since I already socialized a lot on its Elysium whatnot, I was gonna see if anybody from the other clans are there. So I just want to sort of like, friendly up, some nice conversations with them. Just nothing political. Just what's up, what's there.
Mostly it would be people who are either not too worried about werewolves, or who can avoid them. So generally people with obfuscate. Michelle's probably there because she does have obfuscate and she doesn't want to be in the chantry if she can avoid it. So she's usually there when she is expected to be on duty.
Yeah, Michelle Moore, yeah, Tremere one. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm probably gonna have a nice little talk with her as well. Just going like, has anything like sort of changed? Is the region giving you trouble?
I don't even know anymore. He hasn't really talked with me other than shop talks since then. I haven't.
Yeah, I seriously don't know what makes somebody like that. But what about the others? Is he giving them anybody else hard time?
Leonard is, and she cuts off there. Make me a charisma empathy roll to see how far you can get her to open up about the goings on in the chantry.
Okay, difficulty.
6.
I have enchanting voice. Would that help?
Yes.
Okay.
You lower it to 4.
Okay then. And I have a for empathy motives and yeah, charisma forceful. So.
Neither of those would really apply, but it's still a 5,
Okay.
so. Yeah. Leonard is kind of walking on eggshells. He hasn't even reported back to our superiors. He's trying to make himself too useful to get rid of and just trying to survive from day to day right now. I think he expects to be assassinated or something. The Regent really doesn't like him.
I can feel him. I know how he feels.
I mean, it's a fucking mess. Shit. If not for the werewolves, the Lord would already be here. As is, she's only delaying to arm her ghouls with silver.
Well, if I could, I'd love to help. So just if the Regent gives you any trouble, just call Teddy. Don't worry.
Okay.
That's how the Melkadians call me. Don't worry about it.
Okay. Sure, Teddy. Sure.
So, yeah, if you don't mind now, have a nice night and just stay away from the region. And I'll just sort of like goodbye and go meet with other people.
Mm-hmm.
I actually like Michelle.
Jackalor, it's a good thing you have planned to make yourself unremovable.
Do you need to roll for that, by the way?
That is not something that you can do immediately. That's a month's thing.
True, fair enough.
What you can roll for, however, is a 1d10 to see just how flush your library is with demonic celestial names. Just in case.
Nope, nothing.
Okay, roll me 2d7. Okay, so I think 6 was a devourer and 1 was a devil. Roll me 2d10 unsorted to see relative strength levels. Okay, so you have somewhere in your library some names, but actually chasing them down and figuring them out, well, you would know that you have some books that talk about witness accounts of certain beings being summoned. Not instructions per se, but witness accounts.
Fair enough.
So you would know where to start looking for a name if you needed one. And write these rolls down in the chantry, as in Devourer 10 and Devil 7. So I know how strong the names are.
Power of 10. Wow, wow.
That's an overlord, essentially.
Yeah.
How do we have multiple of those possible around here?
Yeah, everyone keeps rolling high on potential demon strengths. I think a 7 was like it was either a lord or a fell knight. I think Overlord was 9 and 10, and like 6 to 8 was a lord. The way I was facing these. Don't let Jackalor summon a
I'm not going to either. That's like no. Do not want.
As if. Of course. No one would ever do that, right? No one in your chantry would try and summon a demon.
Jackalor. You need hundreds of points of faith to do this, but if you were to reconfigure your node, you might be able to substitute Quintessence instead. I mean, the librarian would tell you if someone asked for those books, right? Speaking of which, I need to roll something for the librarian secretly.
You know, this is the moment where I realize that, oh fuck, Jackler made the perfect demon summoning platform.
I'm not gonna comment on that. Actually, Jackalor, blood points can be used as quintessence on occasion. So if you had enough dead bodies in there to feed off of, you might be able to summon one in a single night on your own. That would probably be a humanity loss, but then again...
Don't say.
Okay, meanwhile, what is Vivian doing? Scouting for werewolf attacks and dead vamps?
Actually, particularly because she knows that they're probably not going to launch an attack, at least of the minor sort. I think she's going to go and try and actually get those ghouls. Try and get a couple ghouls that will actually help her out, so she's not always calling on other vampires to help bodyguard her for reasons.
Okay, so you're looking for essentially ghouls that... people with muscle? Anything specific you're looking for? What are you looking for?
What she's particularly looking for are people that would share her outlook on things more than anything.
Okay.
Besides that, she would like it if they could fight, because that might be somewhat expected, but it's not a prereq.
Okay. Given that this again is a rush job like with Leonard, and that you're looking for something that is mildly rare in the world of darkness, I'm gonna make it a charisma empathy at 8, taking your merits into account. Because you do have the ability to both read minds and convince people easily.
Yep.
Or you can
I
just
will be spending a willpower point.
You can also auto-succeed and get one.
I want more than one, if at all possible. I want at least 2. So.
Alright. Then go ahead.
What was it? Charisma?
Empathy. Because I'm assuming you are going to,
That is how I would like to go about it, yeah.
Actually, shit. Make it a 7. You have a bonus due to humanity.
Hey! Well, here goes a willpower point as well. 2 successes.
Okay.
Glad I spent it.
Then we are gonna use the Tremere Goon template for now if it comes up, but I'll make an appropriate sheet when I have a moment. And note down somewhere that you have essentially 2 dots of retainers. And
got it.
You would have had the time to finish bonding them if that's what you wish. But given a certain flaw that is in your inventory and not on your sheet, as in given how easily you carry certain qualities of the Malkavian blood onto other people, they are a bit off that you can notice.
Yeah. If it's alright, I would actually say that I might have warned them that that might be the case and be doing it pretty slowly. That alright? So instead of a full blood bond, probably like 1 or 2 steps.
Okay.
Be completed like the next week.
Perfect. That's fine. Leave them away back. Yeah, that is certainly alright. Okay. So I'm assuming you're easing them through the transition there.
Yes.
Bacon, you have been healing a foot and you have essentially 3 vampires in your closets these days. Would you like to wake any of them?
I would probably call Halfdan. Get rid of one of those vampires in my closet.
You could just feed them to the Tremere. I'm sure there's at least one that would be willing to eat one.
Yeah, I don't like this practice.
Make sure the closets are properly filled.
I would probably wake up Andrew if I can.
You can try and give him blood.
Yeah, I will do that.
We're gonna say that you do it after you've gone a ways towards healing, so roll to see how much blood you have in your system. For you, it's 1d10 plus 5, because I'm assuming you're using the blood for healing. Or guaranteed amount. Okay. How much do you want to give to Andrew?
Start giving 2 points.
Okay, roll luck die. Yeah, Andrew splutters awake as you finish giving him the second one.
Oh, hey Andrew.
What the? He just freezes, doing multiple double takes as he's trying to process you being awake and here and alive. I was just
Uh,
Primogen. How long has it been?
Just a few days.
What? You're shitting me, right?
No, actually.
No way.
Oh, also, Derek's fine. I managed to escape before he went to talk with the werewolves.
No. Come on, Byron just changed your vocal cords and face or something. No way.
He was somewhat confident on going there. I knew that he was probably good with dealing with other vampires, but maybe he was better than I expected.
Really? Wait, didn't you say that you escaped?
Yeah.
Why are you saying now that he talked you out of there?
We met on the way back.
Oh, okay.
He was
Shit.
close to
None of
the
this
werewolf.
makes any. Okay. I guess. Sure. Thank you, my prince.
I'm sorry for the inconvenience. But yeah, are you all right?
I don't think I missed. Yeah, I think I'm okay.
Yeah. You can go now. We still have the werewolf threat to deal with. The Andy set up the provisory Elysium. I think you know about it. It's already warded, so it's a safe place.
Where, like, the Gangrel place? Really?
Yeah.
Well, okay, better them than us.
And I mean, it's a safe place. Just if anything happens, just run away when the can crowd tank on the werewolves.
He actually smiles at that.
Yeah, can go now. I believe that Marcella left the city because of the trouble that was happening, but probably she will be back when we deal with werewolves.
Did Andy know about Marcella leaving?
I don't think so.
Andy
That I
had
know
been...
of.
So I wouldn't know that she left.
Yeah, I probably not. I'm gonna roll to see if Andy could have found it out. But yeah, he has no interest. So Yeah, he has no idea. Well, shit. Crap. You say it's only been a couple of days, right?
Yeah.
Crap. I need to make sure the girls haven't gotten out of line. I'm gonna go.
Good luck. Have a good night.
Yeah, you too. Bye.
That went well.
For you.
Okay, I need everyone to help me work up a list of everyone that was there when Vivian got torpered.
Holy shit, that was a lot of people.
Yeah, that was a lot of people.
I was there, so was
One name at a time. Michelle was, yes. Leonard was, I think. Because he took both
Yes,
of them
he
with
was.
him.
Yeah.
Ghouls
Ghouls
don't
were?
count. Just vampires.
I was.
Let's see. What Malkavian wasn't there?
It was just Walt and Byron, I think.
Yeah.
No, I could swear I remember. Let's see. There was Byron, Bobby, Valda. Tyrone wasn't there. In fact, I haven't seen Tyrone almost anywhere. Now that I
Yeah,
think
Tyrone
about it.
hasn't been around much.
Question: what about the two gay girls?
Leslie was actually there as well.
I feel like the lawyer was there, and
Lawyer
Yeah, the
the-
lawyer
was
was
and
there,
Fred was
Francis.
there. I'm not sure if
Yeah,
Frank
yeah.
actually was. Actually, no,
No,
you were
Frank was the
coming to.
reason.
Yeah, Frank was there.
Frank was the reason.
Yeah.
I can't remember if Jeanette was there or not.
Okay,
I
so
don't think so.
Jeanette.
Maybe though.
Francis.
think so.
No, she wasn't. Jeanette wasn't.
Okay.
And Fred, I think, was the crazy jungle
Yeah,
dude.
Fred.
Okay, how many names is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Jackal,
That's a lot.
roll me
Mhm.
a 1d12.
That me? No, it's not. It's half done.
Oh dear.
Actually, that's Frank, if Vivian isn't counted.
I'm looking at Frank right now.
Frank.
Poor guy.
Yeah, he's so fucked.
Frank is a mouthy little bitch.
He is.
What does Frank have for willpower? What does he have? Excuse me for a second, I need to look up a power. Oh dear.
Oh,
So
he's
don't
fucked.
good.
Yeah, he's fucked. So fucked.
Yeah, oh dear.
Oh, freaking worst.
So, Demi,
Yeah.
roll perception alertness.
Okay. Difficulty?
6. Since you are patrolling
Okay.
the Elysium. Okay. what did we say Frank was? What was his history? He used to be a fighter, right? And he went into carpentry. Yeah, you come across him just using... Can he do claws? Yes, you come across him carving a tree with his claws with a blank look on his face, off in the trees a ways.
Like actively a tree, not a cut down tree or something?
He's not trying to cut it down, it looks like he's carving something in there.
I'm gonna slowly approach and just look at how he's carving and see if he's gonna notice me or not.
He doesn't pay any attention to you.
How well is he carving? Is it pretty good?
Well, let's find
Carving
out.
them like that?
No, it's essentially, it's almost like stylized writing. And you look around and you see that there are 2 more trees that have been covered in writing. And it's essentially like callouts from a wrestling match or a boxing match. That dude versus this dude, but none of the names make any sense. But it's like each tree is like a list of announcements. Ending, and he's down for the count, he never stood a chance. And it's always, he never stood a chance at the end.
I'm just gonna give out a nice little, like, sort of like small laugh, like, Frank, what the hell are you doing?
He gives you a blank look, turns back to carving, scratch, scratch, scratch.
Frank?
Doesn't say anything.
Frank, you okay?
He does not react.
Good. Gonna sort of, whatchamacallit, shake his shoulder.
Okay, Fugue states, do we have a frenzy if he's prevented?
I believe so.
Yeah, that's true, I think.
It doesn't actually say that they frenzy, I think. But I think he gets a self-control roll. Let's say a 5 to see if he does. Just starts trembling when you touch him.
I back off.
He stops trembling, looks at you, goes back to carving, finishes the tree, starts looking for a new one.
This is weird. He seems fucked in the head.
Yeah, no shit.
Holy shit. Fugu's worse than I remember.
It's really, really terrible, yeah.
Yeah, so he's fucked in the mind. Like, really fucked in the mind. I don't know. Is there anybody in the Elysium right now who's good at, well, dominate presence, or is maybe a Malkavian?
There's probably at least 1 or 2 Malkavians around, sure.
I'm just gonna ask. Okay, you guys. I'm gonna need your help for a second. You guys are good with the mind fuckery things. Could you guys see what the fuck's up with Frank?
Why? What's up with Frank?
Well, I sort of point over. Oh, he's been consistently carving what seems to be boxing matches on the trees, and when I went to speak to him, he just, well, had a blank face. Then I shook him a little bit, started trembling, and yeah, there's just something weird shit. This isn't Frank.
Let's see.
Oh, with the Octavians.
So it's Bobby and
So-
Jeanette that are there.
I have a feeling I might know what happened. If what happened was what I think happened, this is bad.
We all
This is
know what
real
happened, I
bad.
think.
Before we
all
take
know.
a break, what do you think happened?
There's only one of 2 things here. Either one, he got fucked by level 5 dementation, Or 2, he got fucked by level 6 dementation.
I'm pretty sure he got fucked by level 6 dementation.
It does seem rather specific, so I'm thinking
think
level
you're-
6 too.
Yeah, I think your dad is in town.
Uh,
I'll
that's
be
not
right back.
good news.
And on that, we're gonna take a break.